Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. And we are going to do something huge in a moment, so bear with me. Just first of all, like the follow-up from last episode and what happened to Josip in, or after that war that he fought, and after all those experiences that accumulated over time. He has become resentful. He's not opportunistic anymore. What does that mean, in essence? And, of course, you guys had some ideas about that too, and that is great. I love that. So please keep commenting when you have some ideas, because it also, makes my brain revolve around ideas and maybe coming up with something. And yeah, there's obviously different interpretations of where this would lead and what that makes with him. Generally, I don't like to play characters pathologically, right? So I don't see him as a nut job. He might have his problems and his challenges, and they are challenges. But I don't see him as like someone who would belong into a psychiatric ward, right? I don't like to play people that way anyway. So yeah, I think I outlined it last time, the way I saw this development in Josip, and it is partially personal, partially I think generational, like that coming back to his father and his achievements and so on, and himself feeling inadequate all the time. It's this constant struggle with the Byzantines over here that he's having, where he would look at the Basileus and all the splendor and glory that comes with this, the whole legend and the whole, this Roman heritage that is just so strong. And that's a bit of a foreshadowing about what's going to happen in a moment. But I will continue to play him in that regard, right? He's someone with great wants. It's just that his focus has shifted a little, where once he really would look into, what can I do here? What can I do there? It's now more distant, maybe. Someone in the comments said that it would have been befitting for him to get the reclusive trait instead of the drunkard trait. Yeah, I agree. At that point in time, I rolled the die because I think sometimes you should do that when it comes to like how you're going to deal with stress, especially when it's like not the first stage anymore, when it's like the second stage, right? That was on the brink of the second to the third stage. So he was really, really stressed out at that point. So he took to the bottle. That's what I rolled. But yeah, recluse would have made more sense in the way that I interpret his resentfulness. And this is how he would see things. Like he's above it all somehow, but he's also beneath it all at the same time. And he wants to portray this glorious ruler that he has become, and that he is about to become any day now. So that is his thing. Interestingly, right, the thing that went right along with his progression is his relationship with his now daughter Stefania, who is the former princess of Hungary, and now obviously as she has been adopted, like she is a princess of Croatia. And yeah, it would be different ways of playing this, and of course there's this romantic angle that could happen, and that's obviously something that a lot of CK3 players like to do. I don't see that necessarily. Like, Josip likes to be admired, and he likes to be admired for the right reasons, and Stefania fulfills that. She admires him for the right reasons, right? She sees in him that heroical figure that she tries to emulate now. And he would just like to have her close. He really feels like she is his daughter, so there's as you can see, daughter and friend, right? So he really has these strong feelings of love for her that are not romantic and not to do with desire. So very much a familial connection and someone he would like to keep close. So probably not marrying off anytime soon, but rather, keeping her around as an advisor, as someone to talk to, confidant, something like that. And that is the way I would interpret this relationship. Right, so what do I want to do? I found out last episode that creating the Illyrian kingdom was not depending on completely controlling the whole region of Dinaria, but rather I just needed the both kingdom titles here of Croatia and Serbia. So we can actually do it. And I'm going to do it. Before the crusade starts, so right now. Why? First of all, this is not a decision that is made lightly or on the spot, obviously. This has come with preparations, and those preparations would have started under Pravanik. Because Pravanik, more from his pragmatic standpoint, foresaw that it would be difficult for the Gušić to remain in power if they wanted to, right? Because they don't really have that lineage. He was the first really prominent member of his own house, and now obviously there is a second Gušić king, but if you compare that to the Trpimirović, they still are, as you do see here, they still are more powerful among all of the families inside of Croatia. So, yeah, that's something to compete against, and something to possibly overcome. Now, what would have happened is, well, we've seen several things happening. First of all, we have moved our court from Zadar to Split, and not just to Split, but to the Palatium of Diocletian. So there's already this kind of emulating and adopting some kind of Roman paraphernalia, right? So we are in that space where emperors have lived, and we are a crowned king of Christendom, and so on. So there's already something to dip into. Then we have this idea of okay, we are minting coin. Was that something that happened last time, right? We are trying to project to be something greater than we are. Oh yeah, by the way, I had this comment about change in focus, and I totally agree. I was already thinking about this, to move away from this line of lifestyle here, because I think he's got everything he wanted out of this, and he's not going to fulfill that line here of administering the realm, and I don't think he has much interest in being an architect. That's not his thing. Instead, he will go into that direction here, and majesty focus will be his thing now. So very much portraying this kingly ruler who is to be adored and admired for what he is. And yeah, so long story short, I will form the Illyrian kingdom. And yeah, I won't do like that. I won't try to act as if I'm totally surprised, because I did this on another save game before, just to figure out what would happen, right? I don't want to be completely like, oh, what's happening now? Maybe something glitches or bugs, So I did that once before just to see what would happen. And what does happen is, I would like to point that out again. We're currently at minus 32.4 in our treasuries. Disastrous. And for whatever reason, I do this, and you do see that we are plus 34.2. I don't know why. But anyway, Today we celebrate as the Illyrian kingdom rises once more. Ever since its fall to the Roman Republic in the 2nd century BC, Illyria has remained under the yoke of foreign rule, changing hands between various Roman usurpers, Germanic invaders, and finally Slavic chiefs and princes. But at last, I have managed what not even Pluritus, don't know what that is, could have dreamt of. I have united Illyria under a single crown, brought together its many tribes under a common banner. No longer shall this ancient land bow to foreign tyrants, but prosper as a united realm under my benevolent rule. The Battonians have been avenged, and I think that relates to a Illyrian king. I think who fought as a rebel against Roman rule in Dalmatia, Pannonia, right? So in the Illyrian area. So that's why they call him the Battonian now. That is his new nickname. There we go. Okay, so several things to unpack here. So why are we doing this again? I think the way that he interprets this is twofold. Well, he acknowledges the past, obviously, as in the people that live here are distinct from other people around. Though that does come now with this blend of South Slavic and the Roman heritage. There's definitely a blend here, because he would not deny that part and we very much stay within the South Slavic sphere. We continue to speak South Slavic primarily and so on. But at the same time, he does point out that he is a ruler that is in continuation of the past and the ancient past. And it comes together with this fight against the Byzantine Empire. So, the Battonian here, right? If you take that nickname and apply it to what he is doing right now, is that he is you can interpret it like that, he is a rebel against the Byzantines, and they would be the Romans in that case, right? So that is what he's doing. He is a rebel. At the same time, he is also, or the way he sees himself, the prime defender of Christendom. He is going to participate in a crusade. And I'm not sure that there's not that many attackers here, so I'm thinking there won't be another king in this. He might be the highest level of rulership in that crusade. So that in that way he would say that he led it, right? So that's the other angle here. And of course, that also goes back to Roman rule. So on the one hand, we have, it's a bit paradox, right? But that's totally fine. You can just, propaganda can do anything for you. On the one hand, he is a rebel against the Byzantines and the Eastern Romans. On the other hand, he is in continuation of Roman rule in this area for more than 1,000 years. And he brings that together. And that even might lead him to a path where it's already implied that the Illyrians, or the Kingdom of Illyria, should rather be the new Roman Empire. Right? That's settled for a moment. I think that is the path he wants to take. Now, the game has a default coat of arms here for Illyria that is very much Illyrian, as in this would be like a Roman type ship, galley, and that would of course be a reminder of the seafaring people that live along the Adriatic coast, like the Dalmatians and so on. That's fine, I guess, but I do believe that he would rather keep traditions here. So we'll redo the whole thing. And I think we will keep the Croatian checkers in the background. I think they're very much important to what he is portraying. Then I think we change the charge here. Now, there's different options here. And of course, we are going for an eagle. Obviously, because Roman eagle, right? That is the kind of direction that we want to take. Now, there's two options here, generally. Obviously, we will take an eagle with a crown, because we are crowned. But, you know, and you would see that in many flags around Slavic countries nowadays. For example, Serbia, Russia does have that in its official flag as well. And you would have the two-headed eagle. That is a tradition harking back to Byzantine customs. That was their thing, like the double-headed eagle. So we are not going to take it in that case, because we want to distinguish us from the Byzantines. And by picking a one-headed eagle, it is more in tradition with the original Roman concept, you know, the golden eagle on a red background and so on. So I think we'll take that one. And yeah, it needs to be golden. There we go. Don't know what the best gold color is, really. That's more of a yellow, right? I guess that one would fit. Okay, how do we keep it like twofold? Maybe a different shade here doesn't look that bad. Oh, let's keep it like that for now. If you have a different idea, then please tell me. White. Black. That looks dark. But I will add something. And what I will add is this, again, like he thinks he's the prime defender of Catholicism, especially against Byzantine power, as we did see that the Normans have failed to reorganize Sicily, and that the Byzantines are on the move there, and they're already, I think, bordering papal lands, right? So this is, and he's the only one who's fighting them, really. Other Catholic rulers wouldn't dare, but he does. So we put let me see, where can I do that? All right, there we go. We put a cross in here. What kind of cross do we pick? I think that one here looks quite nice. Put it in silver, just to have some bit of variety in here. And obviously that's a bit too big, so I want to completely overshadow the whole thing. Maybe 50 would be good here. Like, can we center that a little? There we go. So we have a golden eagle, crowned golden eagle on the Croatian checkers, and with a silver cross on its chest. Oh yeah, that's good. I think that's great. And I think when it comes to colors, we should go for red. A real saturated red on the map. There you go. Yes. Look at that. I think that's great. I think this is amazing. Okay, so he is now probably going to keep the nomenclature of our Croatian kingdom. Maybe change that somewhere down the line, but you don't want to make these changes right away, right? You want to do things one step after the other. We've already started on different steps, and now we've arrived here. We can take it from there in any direction. So he's still Kralj. Kralj Josip the Batonian of Illyria. And alright, so what do we do as the Illyrian king? I think first of all we need to find a match for our son. I'll be Prvanek here. So not going to be like his father, which is great, I think. People in the comments have said like he should be doing a different route than or should have done, right? A different route than administrative. Maybe, but yeah, that was not what happened. And I think that this whole administrative thing is still what connects the family at this point, right? That is their basis. for all the conquering and everything that Josip does, at the heart of it, he is still an administrator. He knows how to rule a realm, and that's the most important thing underlining the whole rule. So yeah, he's that as well. But then again, he'll be totally different. Oh, looking forward to play him. Anyways, okay, so we're looking for a spouse for him. And when it comes to that, you see prominent Rurikids here. And chief among them, Irina here. Let's take a look at her for a moment. Wow, isn't she great? Like, beautiful young woman, tall, I think. Like, seriously tall. Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's looking for. Obviously, he does have the connection because he has... where is he? He is somewhere. He does have Vasilko at his court, right? He's not in the best shape, poor Vasilko. He's probably going to die in a moment. This might have been the last thing that he did for us, and that is creating that connection to the Rurikids. Now, why do we marry into the Rurikids? Makes perfect sense. The Rurikids, again, are a very established family and lineage, right? So that's something to tap into. They are Slavic, as like we are. Eastern Slavic, Southern Slavic. Okay, there's distance there, but there's a cultural connection at least. And the Rurikids themselves have been in rivalry with the Byzantines, mostly, right? So, and we obviously know that famously the Rus took over that whole Orthodox Christian concept of like we are the ones to take that over, right? We have the patriarch and so on. So yeah, we would have made the connection through him. He would marry her. Jesus Christ, she's tall. And yes, we do get some good congenital traits here as well. I will do this as a grand wedding, even though I don't have to. And I would not do this right now because the crusade is about to begin. Now, there's a bit of a... Not sure if that's the best option here, depending on how long the crusade takes. But yeah, we are all about risky moves. And I think this is the best option here. Not just like silently do this now, then go into the crusade, but rather come back from the crusade, hopefully gloriously, and if not, then at least we can have this marriage here as the kind of new glorious representation of our rule. So yeah, that's what we're going for. Send a proposal. All right. Doing other things, smaller things, but things that still need to be managed. Where's he? Where's my best friend, rival? Damian, right? I created this family for him and named it Damjanović. Now, someone in the comment said that should more relate to his father, and thinking about it, I agree. Because obviously, yeah, he thinks highly of himself, I guess, but his father was called the Great, right? That was Krasimir, the Great of Croatia. He had this renown, and only with his death, you know, a bit premature maybe. Oh, well, not maybe. Like, if Damian was, had grown into adulthood while Krasimir still lived, then he would have been Kralj now, right? So that's a kind of thing, I guess, he would like to represent. So instead of Damjanović, we are going to rename this Trpimirović. Actually tapped into like what is the difference between saying he is Trpimirović or Trpimirović. And I think that would befit the whole thing a bit more, since the of kind of is this more like dynastic concept of like really being part of, right? So there we go. That's what we take. I still don't have a good idea about what coat of arms he would choose for himself personally. Probably something that is closer to maybe for now we can just keep it, the Trpimirović coat of arms. Maybe you have a suggestion there. You all love Damjan, so there you go. You can choose something for him. By the way, is he still... He's not eligible still to be a knight, is he? Oh, damn. That's a bit of a shame, really. Because I will obviously have loved to take him into the crusade with me. I can choose another... Okay. I guess we station those in Kanin. Why don't we... I thought we could station those here as well. Alright, okay, they are now unstationed. Okay, let's put them in Mokro then. There you go. Alright. Okay, there's that. Then I've already openly speculated. Someone was mentioning, hey, why don't you go for Hungary? I guess. Though we would need to have more than just like, hey, that's a suggestion, right? He needs to have some strong motivation to go against Hungary. Whereas we know he would rather keep, friendly connections to those to the west and north because he's always focused on the east. That being said, interestingly, we now have a new ruler in Hungary, and that is King Faragó, who is the son of Botond, and obviously the younger brother of Stefania. So, since he is a child, technically, she does have a claim. Technically, we could start a war. That's something we could do. I'm not sure he would do that, though. He would need more than just the opportunity here. And he is not opportunistic anymore, remember. And then again, he is an administrator. He knows what needs to be done to rule a realm and also to keep ruling it. And putting Stefania in this place not only would separate him from her, but it would also put her in a very precarious position where it will be inevitable that there will be another uprising. And someone maybe want to put him on the throne again, or one of her several different cousins. So I don't see that happening anytime soon. There would have been, we would need to have more motivation. Let's say if we found out that one of them was trying to kill Stefania, perhaps, right? That could be a motivator. But yeah, anyways. And keep in mind, we don't do matrilineal marriages here because they are ahistorical. So we would have a Gusic ruler in Hungary for exactly one generation. Okay. Right. Now that's out of the way. Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing that I saw and that I did not realize last time is that let's go back to the Trpimirović. As you do see here, let's go back into the family tree. Castimir is dead, and he died under mysterious circumstances. Ooh, that's a big one. Because that would make you think, like, who did indeed kill him? Was that Damjan? Might. We know that he's this, I've already portrayed him as this heroical figure, but he's not really, right? He's greedy and vengeful. And he probably thinks that the crown by right should be in his hand and should not have passed down that line. And we all know that Castimir managed to become first in line as a successor to the title of Kralj of Croatia. So maybe that was Damjan himself. Maybe that was Radovan, because that's the kind of inter-familial rivalry that they have. And we all know that they thought Zvonimir here should should have become king instead of Stjepan. And then Stjepan committed suicide after, before Claudia here was executed by Stjepan's best friend, right? So there's that connection here as well. So any of them might have done this. Of course, in that case, at least we've done nothing. It was not Josip's fault that Castimir died. I guess he is not unhappy about the whole development, because I think he did not like Castimir and his ambition and his character, really. And of course, we only married Ekaterina into that family in order to gain a certain amount of control. And of course, we do have that control now, because she is the regent for little Ekaterina. Ekaterina herself, Trpimirović, now leading the family as a child, is our niece. So there we go. There's a connection. All right, yeah. Trpimirović. They are like one medieval soap opera in and of itself, right? You could create a reality TV show of that, I'm sure. Okay, yeah. One last thing before I think I will start the game is we have Stjepan here again, Trpimirović. That's the younger brother of Radovan, who has gotten control of Duklja. In that case, I think we're not that concerned. Duklja is not the most powerful Banovina, and I think we'd rather have him there than another one of that troubled family that we are still technically feuding with, although nothing's happening. I think we will just let it go at some point. I don't see Josip going proactively to do anything here. What would we do, right? What we are doing is taking away power from them by subtle means. So I guess we are somehow fulfilling that feud. Now, he does have control of Ljubislav here, and that's not correct. That is part of Raška. That should belong to the Banovina of our brother. So I will retract the whole thing. No, that's him. Oh, that was the correct one, obviously. Oh yeah. For whatever reason, I did not see that. Right, that's the one we want to retract. Comes my vassal, yes, but then we are immediately going to give that to our brother. That's what I wanted to do for now. Again, it has come up again that it's a shame that we don't choose a beneficiary here. I know that this is a whole game mechanic, one that cannot be really avoided. But I don't see him saying, okay, I want to have, Claudia as a beneficiary. Historically, that just would not have happened, at least not to my knowledge. And the people that went on crusades in order to get land were always like second sons, or generally people that wanted to rule land by themselves. And I could only see that if we had like a brother here that was not gaining any land. As you do see, I cannot choose Pravanik anymore because now that we have created Illyria, he is also the first one to inherit it. I guess also since Castimir has died, that wouldn't have been a thing anymore. And I also wouldn't have done that. Again, our focus is here. Our focus is on Illyria. Jerusalem will be, and he knows that as a good administrator, very, very, very difficult to rule, and ultimately maybe not worth it. It would be very hard to divide attention between Illyria and Jerusalem because they are so far apart. I don't see that as anything that Josip would want. What I do think he wants, again, is the whole glorious aspect of it. He wants to be seen as the premier prince of Catholicism, who ventures to the Middle East to reconquer Jerusalem. That's the kind of thing he wants to be known for primarily. Not concerned with ruling that land afterward, but just coming back to be this grand person. In that sense, very similar to Richard the Lionheart, right? Famously went to crusade, in order to gain glory over there, and then coming back and be seen as this right defender of Christianity and so on. Which I guess he successfully did, because he still has a lot of hero worshippers. Even if, you don't mind me saying, I think from all historical records he was a bit of a dick. I think that's his primary cause. Then there's also his greed that's always there, and he knows that there will be loot from all those rich towns, and we know that there's a war chest that the Pope has set up that we're going to benefit from if we do well. So yeah, I think that will be his primary motivators. We do not need land, and we're certainly not going to give land to one of our daughters. That just doesn't sound right to me. And again, no matrilineal marriages. If that was a dynastic concern, then we won't hold that for. We will only hold that for a generation anyway. Hit play. There we go. Long story short. He gladly accepted the betrothal proposition. Your son Epravanik and his daughter Irina will be joined in blessed union. Good. I also look forward to the promised grand wedding. Try not to disappoint me. Hey. Voilo. From one drunkard to another. Simmer down now. I'm doing what I'm doing here. Oh, okay, yeah. I accept your retraction. So I go. Grand vassal. There you go. Now that for all of you out there who like to see the map painted. Isn't that beautiful? Now we have all of the jura lands in its right spots. Good stuff. Anyway, yeah, we can still create the Duchy of Croatia. Maybe I should do that at some point. Might also give us more tax, maybe, because we become the jura rulers of that as well. Yeah, anyways. Okay, yeah, so we do have Grand Wedding coming up. Of course, we need to do this within the next 3 years. And again, that does not mean that if we hit that button after, I don't know, 35 months, then it will be gone, because we need to... The Grand Wedding needs to start in those 3 years. Right? That's always something that the game doesn't tell you clearly, and could lead to a lot of complications. Okay, so the Pope is officially called for the Crusade. Now, the thing is, the game handles Crusades now since, I don't know which update that was, where they reworked so the Crusade AI, which is, I know, generally good, because it was horrendous. The worst aspect of the game was having its titular Crusades. Jesus Christ. It's gotten somewhat better, so at least now the AI tries to find this spot here in Rome where it would gather, and then they find their own neutral spot, probably somewhere down here, where they would lead their armies and then march together into the Holy Land. So that's what's going to happen. At the same time, the AI still does very stupid stuff. It would still rather fight in war, in battle than besiege, and we all know that crusades have to be won with sieges. And they sometimes, they do that thing where they continue to go after armies, even though they should know that they are losing armies each time they cross into a new county. And since the Crusader army is all made up of very small armies, collection of armies, they all each lose 100 each time they pass into a new county. So, I hope that's not going to happen. That being said, I will wait a little. We don't need to meet up with everyone here. Well, maybe we do. Just you know, to make ourselves known. And say, okay, here's your war leader. Custom dictates that I should make a contribution. A donation to a temple or aid to landlords on hard times. My courtiers speak of tradition and expectation, but I see only waste. My treasury was built through careful management. Every coin represents effort and sacrifice. Why should I simply give it away to those who lack my discipline? Let them manage their own affairs. The gold would serve far better purposes remaining exactly where it is, in my possession. Right, yeah. I suppose I can spare something that would lead to us getting stress, or we have the 50-50 chance. That's part of the immersive personality mod. And you know what? Cases like this, I can just roll the die. It's a 2, so we say my wealth stays with me. Ah, there we go. Vasilko has died, leaving behind poor young daughter and his widow Domislava. I think he had shown interest in her at some point, right? Not sure I'm going to do that angle anymore, now that he is not opportunistic anymore. And again, I totally agree with the reclusive aspect of being resentful. Yeah. Because, you know, people that are resentful like being resentful. Maybe not would say that they don't like it, but it rather fuels them to have something to complain about. So, yeah. I won't do something for now. Do I need someone else in that position? I think I granted him that position mostly because I wanted to give him something, because he did not have something else. Oh, Matiyahu would be good in that one. Also could choose a cupbearer. My daughter would be good at that. Oh, Stefania. Yeah, Stefania definitely needs a court position. And I guess cupbearer is a good one because, yeah, then she would always sit with him at the high table. Like, she's the one. Cupbearer obviously is not the literal person that stands beside you and offers you something to drink. That's not how that works. That's, yeah, I don't know. Louis XIV would have done something like that, but I don't think Josip would. No, that would be the person responsible for managing the whole dining and feasting at a round court. What can you do? Collect tonnage. Cupbearer will collect extra taxes from vessels socialized and revelers. The feasts must not run out of food and drink after all. Okay. Do we gain something from that? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, we keep it. By the way, do we need legitimacy? No, I don't think we do. We are the most legitimate person ever. Do we need a new food taster? Matiyahu could give some more like prestige to that line of family. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, poison. Scheme secrecy. Yeah, plus 58.9 now. I don't understand the game. Apparently we have lots and lots of vassal tax now that we did not have before. So I'm not sure where that's coming from now. Maybe the whole maybe this has reset? Yes. No? No, that she's still military, administrative. Yeah, frontier. No, that's still the same. If you have an idea, comment, please. I have no clue, and I won't complain. Definitely won't complain. Personal champion. We are our own personal champion. I think that was it. Don't need a royal architect, I think. Do we need a high almoner? That would just be another position to give to Blagoya, I think. Maybe we give that to Stanko. To bind him a bit closer to us. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's acknowledge what a good guy he is. Let's do that. This character is tasked with arranging charity in your name. We just figured out that he does not like to do that per se, so maybe not. Anyways, okay, let's continue. Again, like, is there another king in this? That is an interesting question. Where do we see that? Grandmaster, Countess. It's not in order. Oh, the price of avarice. I refused the request, as was my right. My treasury remains intact and secure. This is as it should be, wealth preserved through wisdom and restraint. But the whispers have begun. The courtiers speak in hushed tones of my miserly nature. Some who once showed respect now barely conceal their contempt. No matter, they will understand in time. When crisis comes and others have squandered their resources, I alone will have the means to weather any storm. Uh-huh. Oh, we do have a reputation for greed now. Oh. Everyone hates us now for 5 years. This hurts quite a lot for a 50-50 chance, right? That's a... anyways. Do I do anything here before moving forward? Oh, there's that option here. I can have another alliance with her. Yeah, I guess we go for it now. She has more armies now. I always like to have that flank secure here. Yeah, by the way, we are rivaling the Holy Roman Empire now to a degree, right? By proclaiming that we have this Roman heritage. I guess I can wait, because this is going to take a while. As you do see, we get people like from up here. But I do believe we are the only king that is participating, and that is very good. Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright. Whoop. Alright. Oh, we're getting money steadily now, so we need to look into how we're going to invest this. I stand above my subjects as a sovereign ruler, unequaled in the realm. Dressing the part with resplendent garments and jewelry would serve as a subtle reminder to everyone that I am in charge. Ooh, 375 for a bit of diplomacy and prestige. That's getting us stressed again. What's that? We can go for local fashions. I don't necessarily think that would be a thought of his. He definitely knows that representation is part of, the monarchy and how we portray ourselves. But I guess, again, he's just been miserly. I don't think he would change that now. So we take the stress, and we go for local fashion. Yeah, I know. Gives us more money now. Even more. Jesus Christ. Plus 75. 76. How? Again, I'm not complaining. I don't know what the game is doing here. I don't know. Guess you could invest in better buildings in here. Maybe do invest in that royal architect after all, because we do want to build. And I guess that's something Radovan would be like, oh yeah, leave that to me. I love building things and please and do. And yeah, okay. You can do it. Please, go ahead. Do what you must. Alliances. Nah, I don't need any other alliances. They're all coming. As you see, all these small armies here, so whenever they cross into a different province, through enemy territory, they would lose this, like, -100, and you can see what that would do to the whole stack. Like, you lose 2,000, 3,000 in one go, and you weaken yourself. All right. Come in as well. Oh, there is another king, but he arrives with a meager force of 280 men. That is not what we are going to wield. Should we even take... Oh, that's why we could do that. We don't have our provincial armies anymore for the... because we're not the... Yeah, I get it. Well, that's a shame. I should have seen that sooner. I think we had bowmen and strike cavalry, didn't we? Oh, it's so expensive. At least I got the bowmen. Yeah, I can't choose any more than the 100 anyway, so it's not that bad. So when do we join them? I guess once they have crossed the Alps here. Empress Zana has become pregnant. Good for her. Empress Zana. Like it's clear that they have lost the plot over here. They've totally lost the plot. Christianity needs a new paragon. Obviously, that can only be Josip. Who else? No. Or maybe let's wait until winter is over. That would be more fitting. I'm not sure the Adriatic when it comes to harshness in winter. I think it's generally more of a calm sea. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you know that famously people would not want to travel across the Western Mediterranean during winter. That's where you have the mirage storms, right? She revoked something. Okay. She's always doing things, right? Still excommunicated. Aye. Well, at least she's keeping quiet. She's doing her thing. Should she ever come against us, then yeah. Oh, his subjects prove grateful, for if they are not, they'll learn how it is an empire is wrought. I think there's a double meaning to that. Not sure that's solely flattering. There we go. The Illyrian treasury. The time has come to revise the royal budget. Banugra stands before me, brow furrowed, ledger in hand. A small army of 8 trails behind him. My Kralj, we must go over our expenses and prepare our new budget for the treasury. I fear the matter cannot wait. Our current income greatly exceeds our expenses. That is true. But again, like I might change something and we end up at minus 100. Because I don't know what the game does. So he will... I think that is the current setting that we have anyway. 35 salary, 55 military. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, it's okay. Like, plus 75 was bonkers. But... wow. Oh, I do have first trait. I think I will go down that path here. Firm hand sounds good. Yeah, I'll take that one. Because we have a firm hand. Alright, yeah. I think winter is about to be over. So we can start this now. Where is our rally point? There we go. Let's put that to split. Raise armies. Alright. Yeah, that's an army a king wields. There we go. Who is with us? Who do we put on our flanks? It's really a shame that we cannot have Damian with us on this. I guess that has something to do with him not being landed, I guess. He's just sulking on his estate. Pull yourself together, man. No, I don't think I can do anything here. Oh. Oh, I'd love to have it there. I guess it is something we want to take. We want our son to come with us. And of course, if you have someone like him in your army, you need to, even if he's bad at it, you need to, you know, he needs to do this. As for the other commander, I guess we can take our executioner, Philip. He's the executioner's flank here. Now they're already leaving, so I guess we will too. I guess we go over here. Yeah. Let's follow them. So they are, yeah. Again, they will not disembark directly in the Holy Land, probably north of it. Like Antioch, somewhere around there. Oh, I should have added these mods. There's some very nice mods out there that add a city sprawl for Jerusalem. That looks quite nice. And there we go. We are sailing off. No, that's like a kingly galley, isn't it? Around Greece. Through Crete. Of course, we know that the First Crusade famously was not people going by boat, but rather going by land through Constantinople, where they wanted to get some, you know, help from the Basileus, and then marched through the whole of modern Turkey. Okay, so there we are. They go. They are up here. I guess we can disembark here then. Should still be safe. Yeah, because I like that when we have some kind of sprawl over here, right? It looks a bit bleak otherwise. So interestingly, the Empire of Persia is not part of this because they are the different kind. Why are they over there? Yeah. Okay, they realized that was a bit dumb. What are we doing here? Anyway, they are a different type of Islam, as we know. Like the schisma of the Shiites and Sunnites. And we are going against... yeah, Ismailism. That's a Shia faith. Oh. Okay. What's up with them then? Asharism. Have they switched in our game? Oh yeah, okay. By the way, yeah, let's do the... Oh yeah, it's still on those settings. Okay. Well, in that case, I've said nothing. Let's wait for them to come down here, but then we will definitely go in front. And I think the first thing that we'll do is try to conquer land down here. The army is just passing through Tripoli, and I've gone with a number of the soldiers to one of the local villages in search of supplies when I come across Philip accosting one of the Syriac locals in the street. It's clear he seems convinced the woman is guilty of some wrongdoing or has information we need, but it's obvious, at least to me, that this rather pathetic creature has neither. She's begging pitifully for her life, which only seems to encourage his cruelty to new heights. With so many locals and even our own soldiers standing around gaping in shock at the unfolding scene, I feel almost compelled to intervene, though Philip will undoubtedly not appreciate my interference. Yeah, I think he's not that much concerned about showing cruelty or anything, but rather that is not the way he wants to be seen. He doesn't want to be seen as this kind of bloody crusader, right? Who waded in blood or anything. I think he just wants to take away the glory and everything. So yeah, no, okay, stop it, mate. Come on, pull yourself together. Okay. So, they are coming. So, we are starting to move. We should start to... Huh? It's probably because I have a different modern sword that is cut a bit weirdly. So, that is Tiberius. And that is Acre. Okay. So either one of these we're going to besiege, I guess Acre. Let's see if we already get into a confrontation, though if we are outnumbering them, then I don't think they will. We're wedding at court. Alright, okay. Oh, you do you. Uh-huh. Pregnant again. That is still an old message. As always, when I'm in a crusade, I largely ignore what's happening at home, just like because, yeah, he would not have the capacity to do this. Okay, we are officially a crusader. Woohoo! This could be very straightforward if they all play it right. Fingers crossed. This could be very straightforward indeed, because they you know, this whole weird thing where they have nomads. Like this, what we would see here, interestingly, is a largely depopulated area, I guess. That makes it quite interesting. Like how that happened anyway. Okay. Oh well. Are we faster than them? That will be good, because I want to besiege more. I definitely want to be in first spot. Yep, currently am. Without him, we are but hollow shells, our misery festers, our heart rebel. Poetry that's likely dedicated to her brother. Oh, and a little jump. Oh well. I guess he would move forward then to Jaffa. Oh? Walking in the wilderness one day to get some fresh air. I guess we are at a siege and it's quite boring. I and the guards accompanying me came across an odd sight, a mushroom. Mushrooms, rather, plural. There weren't just any wild mushrooms, they were fairy rings, a number of mushrooms all lined up in the shape of ring. I'm not sure if that's a Middle Eastern thing. We should be careful here, my lord, one of my guards warns me in a hushed, cautious tone. Fairy rings are dangerous places, and we best avoid this location and continue along our way. I've even heard stories from people I know about how they were caught in these rings and held captive by fairies for some time. He's a cynical man, right? So, dude, it's just mushrooms. Like, as I said, like, he is definitely not, like, totally unmoved by this notion of being here to redeem himself in a religious way. Acre has fallen. Good stuff. So they're moving over there now. You don't want to be too far away from them. Like, if we go down here, we might end up being a target. It might be a target anyway, and they won't help us, I guess. Like, if the enemy comes for us, they will rather stand around there. And we're like, hey, hi, bye. Even though we could crush the enemy, probably. Oh, well. 10 months. Jesus Christ. So much for a deserted land. I guess they have a fort level of 9, so... They're mud brick towers. Jesus Christ. He's at... 3 months, okay. I mean, the whole thing here, it's not important that we make successful sieges, but rather that we are besieging. That's the weird thing about it. Like, we could not... Even if we did not successfully besiege anything here, we could still be in first place just by the... doing of besieging. Got a lot of stuff here. Oh, there's another... Nah. I guess we couldn't care less. Okay, yeah, they're already done. This might become the smoothest crusade I've ever had. But the more I say that... Oh, Rostislav Rurikid. Oh, he was a son of them. Oh. Poor Domoslava, actually, right? All that death around her own brother, her husband, now her son. Oh yeah. This war makes me feel so alive. Each day I feel the crave for battle flow through my veins. Yes. And there goes the no stress anymore. Now you're like treasury again. Ha. No, it's so absurd. Okay. So here it comes. Not sure where they're going. At a feast like the one I'm currently attending, it is customary to use rose water every now and then to wash one's hands during the meal. I noticed that Kneginia Silvia, who happens to also be present, is not washing her hands as much as she should. Hello? Yeah, he wants his court to be orderly, even if we are away in foreign lands. Wash your hands. What is he doing? Is he trying to get up here and reconquer those lands? The days spent besieging Nablus are long, and the nights are even longer. A sickness has swept through the camp, meaning most of us have been confined to our tents when we are not needed elsewhere. Which would be fine, except there's so very little to do. Boredom has replaced any anxiety I might have felt about coming combat. No, he does not have anxiety about that anyway. Even the occasional bouts of sparring I engage in haven't been enough to drive away the sense I have been here forever. What's more, I can see that the other knights are feeling it as well. Yeah, okay. I think he's rather restless because he wants to fight. Okay, yeah, so they are seeking battle, I guess. Yeah. I am besieging, so this will take me a bit. But again, I could split off. I have 600 in here, right? And of course, yeah, someone said if I split off a new army, I might as well put the mangonels in there. That would be... that would be good. Anyways. I still have them with me, right? Yeah, okay. That should be enough, then. Oh, yeah, that's definitely enough. Now. Well, are they coming with me, then? Am I choosing the wrong one now? No. It's such a weird way of showing this. Well, I guess I can stay here with them then, because they are not moving. Or they are, and then they are not. Yeah, okay, now they are moving. Again, like I said, it takes us some time to move. And I hope that what I fear is going to happen won't happen. And that is that we will endlessly follow the desert. No, we don't. We don't. Come on. Let us be part of this. Oh yeah, in the meantime, we have successfully besieged here. Oh yeah, and we've already besieged Jerusalem, apparently. Okay. Well, good stuff. Ah, there's the other army. So rather go up north, and then after this one here, go back to defend in the south. Oh! It's already over! St. George has granted Queen Sancha victory in the crusade. Okay, that's she is queen now. Again, the game does that, obviously, putting female rulers in here. After defeating King Ezra and his infidels on several occasions, our warriors forced the enemies of the faith to admit their ignominious defeat. There we go. With the occupied lands firmly under the leadership of a pious Catholic ruler, we can rest assured that the divine will of St. George has been enacted. This is a glorious day for all true followers of the cross. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah. And now we're back to minus 30. I hate this game. I hate it. I guess what I need to do is adjust the treasury and just put it away from the military budget. Right? I think that's the whole issue here. Quite a stupid issue, but it's just, yeah, I think that's what's happening. We can wait maybe for a bit and see if that will go down again. But if it doesn't, then I will just change. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, so we have come back from Jerusalem. We are known as a Crusader. As is our son, by the way, right? That's something we did for him as well, to be able to distinguish himself from just being this, I don't know, kid. Because I guess that's what he is. Even at 20. Right. So I guess what we do now is preparing for the grand wedding. Just one thing after the other. We do that in Split because that is our capital. Do we get the Pope? No, we do not get the Pope. Also, we don't get any other rulers in here. Let me just check if that is because they are not home. Yeah, okay, he is still counted as being away. There we go. He's away from home. So let's see if that's different now. I think that was the easiest crusade I ever had. Yes, the Pope is coming! The Pope is coming, and you know what? Let's go all out on this. I don't mind the cost. This is his time. His time to show everyone he's the greatest. Could even try to have an alliance with the Pope. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Again, he's telling the world that he's the Catholic ruler, defender of Christianity. Do we have anyone else here, by the way? Why is no one else coming? Well, I guess they are not coming because that's a child. She's not coming because whatever. Probably because, again, that would give us too much credit. Like, other rulers don't come here because they don't want to acknowledge how grand we are. That's the proper narrative for that one. Start the grand wedding, please. So there we are. That was quite costly. Jesus Christ. But whatever. This is the most important thing for him right now. This is his way of, you know, not only celebrating this marriage here, but celebrating the crusade. All that kind of stuff. Oh, we do have a court artifact. I see. The Sulamite house banner. Oh, we've done something like that again. Hee hee. I guess we could put that there. But what is this thing that we... the mighty Hardhide does give us some renown, right? And some... Yeah, and that only gives us... There we go. We definitely want to have our house banner, of course. In that case, should we just destroy it? I guess. Could be a like ritualistic act as well. Like where we do that in a big bonfire or something like that. There you go. That's history now. How's Jerusalem doing? Oh, there. We have the Duchy of Ultra-Jourdain. Oh, a Normandy guy in there. Bastard of Normandy. Eppenstein. Vettina. Ocimiano. Don't know who that is. And apparently this guy here is a nomad. Good for him, I guess. I'm not sure what's happening there. I won't look too closely. Okay, so this is not getting any better, and I don't want to run into trouble. So what I will do... no, that's not here. No. There. At least give them something, I think. So put this at 40-40. Quite costly, right? I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen if I do that. But I will. There you go. Yes. That looks more acceptable to me. Just click some buttons and it's better. There she's coming! Our tall, beautiful Russian bride. He should take off that helmet, mate. Don't hide behind your helmet. And you're putting his nice flower crown over his helmet there. There we go. What's that beard, by the way? What is that? Ah, damn it. Oh, we have another saint. Oh, that's grand, I guess. Good for Christendom. Then all shall tremble as he takes field, his scything blows too harsh to heal. Yeah, that's definitely in our direction here. Good one, Thomas Lover. So what else do we have here? Oh, right, Bojena is in town. Now the question is, does he go for it? Maybe because he's in a better mood, and that should be something like out of duty that he should do. So that's bigger than his resent right now. Yeah. So okay, let's have them do it. Let's have them do it. You see, right? She greets me courteously with a ringing voice, while I caress her gently and whisper words of passion into her ear. This is not a romantic relationship. And I think, in hindsight, her crying before him, telling him to break it up, that was again more of a performance, which wouldn't have been seen negatively or that negatively in the Middle Ages, right? But when you cry in front of others, that's a binding gesture. The other party has to act on it. And that's very much a Roman thing. That's what the Middle Ages took from Roman times. Good examples for that for the Senate in Rome, where senators would cry openly in order to have the others agree with what he was doing. It's quite weird from our perspective, but that's how it went. Okay, 40 gold for that guy. I guess. We have some more people in here. Aha. Fagira Debadit. And Taliba Hananit. I guess that's alright. We'll just keep him there in house arrest until one of their relatives or anyone else decides to give us money for them. Oh yeah, while I'm waiting, I'm looking for caves, apparently. A few days ago, herders discovered a small cave in Pagania. Inside, they found several trinkets that would otherwise be of little value, such as wooden utensils and a few carved stones. There were even fragments of bones from an unidentified creature. Although the cave does not have anything of note, it was clearly inhabited some time ago, or at least used as a stopping point for travelers or nomads. Its discovery has caused quite a sensation, with several locals scouring it to see what little things they could find in it for amusement. Yeah, I guess. A small Catholic shrine in the cave. Yeah, I guess that sounds right. Even though, weirdly enough, we lose money. Anyways. So yeah, when will this commence? 31st of May? 3 months, yeah, okay. Okay. There's another wedding at court. Dražena of the Šubić family. Okay, she has married... a low-born man. That's clever of her, because she obviously wants to have her children be from her line, even though that would cost her a lot of legitimacy. Drago arrived at your court. Alright, that's the guy, I think, who brought us the prisoners. No, she doesn't need to be in there. No, well, no, we're a civilized person. No, that's the... There we go. Again, I might have told that several times, but I don't think dungeons were a thing in the Middle Ages, weirdly enough. That's a misinterpretation of spaces in castles that were otherwise used, or maybe not used at all. Right, she does want a... Can I actually sway her? Yep. It always feels amazing when you have been planning for something for so long and spent so much money on it. It was quite a lot of money. And then it's finally there. Everything is ready, the decorations are in place, the guests are mingling, and servants scurry around with loaded dishes. The spouses, Pravanik and Irina, are... look how tall she is. Are both here. They're gonna have tall sons. Looking radiant in their best attire. At my signal, everyone will get into position and the ceremony will begin. Oh, I cannot wait. And he has been in this position, right? And now we have the Pope as the officiant. Yes. Oh, Damian is here having a drink. As the ceremony runs its course, I finally managed to place myself by Pope Giano and to engage him in some small talk, which rapidly moves into a more interesting field. Politics. We share some casual remarks until I lead him exactly where I wanted him. You can never feel too safe. Your enemy is always getting stronger around you. It's good to have strong allies in times of need, or pity if someone took advantage of that. I think diplomacy is the way to go here. He doesn't trust us. Damn it. I guess he's right. He kind of sees through the facade. He's not a dumb man. I'm enjoying the ceremony, proud of what I managed to organize. Everything has gone well so far, and as soon as I think it, I know I've jinxed it. Irina trips and falls flat on her face on her way to her. I guess she's too tall. Yes. Like, long legs she's apparently not very steady on. Possibly also because she's very nervous. No, but I can't salvage that situation, of course. And I do. Oh, yeah. I can have a Praetorian Guard. Okay. Oh, Gregor has died. He was a long-time antiquarian. And again, whenever I put someone in here that's from a noble background, it would not be them personally that is doing this, but rather overseeing this in a role that is more, for them, it's more about their prestige, right? The day has finally come, and I couldn't be prouder of my Pravanik, the beautiful groom. As the person standing by my side has unwillingly discovered, look at him, isn't he radiant? It's such a good match. Everything is perfect. As I finally turn around, I realize that my neighbor is none other than Pope Jano. Shouldn't he be in front of that? It's like, hey, what are you doing standing next to me? You should be the officiant. He's like, oh, damn it. Missed it again. Pope Jano. Yeah, that's another... thing is, at this point, would he still think about his goal of achieving that alliance here, or would he rather just... Again, because that is what he wants in the end, right? And... Again, he fails to see that in himself most of the time, but he would see it in his son at this moment. So I think he would say that he's proud, rather than thinking about the alliance here. I would feel genuine pride. Drank himself to death, probably on the feast. I'm glad I told my servants early to keep an eye out for Pope Jano's arrival, because in the midst of the wedding preparations I would have missed it otherwise. Instead, I'm proudly standing in the middle of the courtyard wearing my fanciest clothes and surrounded by a guard of honor when Jano makes his entrance. I'm extremely pleased to welcome you, Pope Jano, and I'm certain you will find my hospitality most agreeable and be impressed by all the wonders my realm has to offer. Yes. Take him to the gardens. That sounds a bit dodgy. Sorry. We could show him the venue's preparations. Just show him around. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. I like that. At least he has a great opinion of us now. Božena's diplomacy increased by 1. Heinrich Udonen, okay. What's that? Someone else wants to have a prisoner. 15 gold. I guess I can. Yeah. It's okay. I'll take it. Everyone is excited and amazed by the magnificence of our wedding venue. Everyone but Pope Jano. Aww. Since his arrival, Jano has been prowling, searching for any pretext to complain. Are you wearing makeup? Those colorful veils are sinful. What's with all the unchaste mingling? Is this all a show of luxury and lust? Let's get the option again. To kick out the Pope. Guards, accompany this killjoy to the door. Oh dear. Do we grovel here? No. Well, if that's the only option I can do in order not to do anything weird, then okay, I'll just overhear it. The ceremony has finally reached its climax. The traditional rituals have been completed, and all that's left is the final vows, the formal consent, the seal on the marriage. As both Pravanik and Irina say, I do, the crowd starts cheering, and we all stand witness to the beginning of their life together. And the Pope is officiating this. Isn't this amazing? That comes close, or that's the closest we can get to a kind of anointment by the Pope. With all the formalities behind us, it's now time to celebrate. I signal for the servants to bring out the food and drinks and to shepherd the guests to the feast venue. Let the wedding banquet begin. Enjoy, everyone. I know what I said, I just don't understand why you find it so funny. Margravine Kunitsa cocks her head to the side while I withhold my chortle. I haven't told her that what she said could be interpreted as something lewd. She had a lovely chest on display in the courtroom. What can be misinterpreted there? I may not be alone in thinking this is funny either. Emilia spat out some of her drink when Margravine Kunica repeated herself. The two could share the same kind of crude humor as I, or they could be offended by it. I won't know what either thinks unless I speak up. He's not shy. He's like, yeah, you know. Oh, that's friendship with the Margravine at least, and the one that was chuckling there doesn't like it. That's a bit weird, but I guess. As the wedding host, I know I should be spending time with the couple and their families, but I just can't tear myself away from my friend Stefania. Oh, see, that's their dynamic. I can see Pravanik starting to glare at me. Yeah, he would not like it. But every time I try to excuse myself, Stefania has me howling with laughter all over again. Okay. Yeah, sneaking out is not something he would do. Depending on his mood, either of these things are alright. But I think the first option here obviously is in line with what I've said before. So I will choose that one just because it reflects all of the different events that led here. Right? Her becoming his best friend. I think that's, yeah. At this point, that is just what's happening. Throughout the meal, I find myself easily drawn into Benjamin's conversation. He has some very interesting opinions, makes the very best jokes, and we seem to have so much in common. Whenever I'm recounting an anecdote, he listens attentively and chips in with all the appropriate comments at the appropriate time. Who would have thought I'd find such pleasant company at this wedding? Well, he obviously knows Benjamin, and he does like him. He's his Karen master, so he spends a lot of time around him. So again, I think he likes his company. Like, this is his paradox, right? He has friends. He has people that genuinely like him. Like, the nobles of the realm like him, personally. His wife likes him. The people around him like him, but he sometimes, for whatever reason, cannot see it. Although I would think that in this setting here, his resentfulness is set aside. Alright, yeah, okay, that's the other mod kicking in. And that decided that they would be lovers. Oh, good stuff. As the banquet goes on, I find myself thinking of it a bit underwhelming. No impressive silk or tapestry. What? The finest gold has no place here. Neither do the greatest gems. As I look through the window, I find the night sky somehow inspiring. Neither do the greatest gems. Out there exists the white game. Freely they roam our woods, and among their trees they hide, hunting one, a legendary deed. Maybe I could simply paint one of our wolf white? What's that all about? Huh? I guess. Either of these things are stressful for us. But he's, you know what? At least this one says here that he has unpredictable moods and strange behavior. I think that's strange behavior. Okay, maybe we take that as a hint. Oh yeah, by the way, I think we can do that again. And let Damian look for legendary game. Yes, that's what we want. Right, one of our next ones. Oh yeah. Give me some gold for that, please. Oh, back. As the wolf enters the hall, its pale fur shines brightly under the moonlight, an almost phosphorescent fever, an unnatural glow. The deception is almost perfect, a marvel. Guests stand in awe and quickly approach the animal, not daring to touch it, for its nature is sacred. However, I spot Michaela among the crowd, rolling her eyes. Can't you tell it's just paint? God, Josip must take us for fools. Oh, yeah, no, that's, no, he does not like that. How dare you doubt me? Michaela Goyansky. Alright, she's not at our court, okay. We would have thrown her out. Don't like people like that at my court. I did everything I could, ensuring that Lady Dragena and Emilia would be as far from each other as possible. It was not enough, and now they have nearly come to blows. In the middle of my feast, one of my guards is close to the brawl and looks to me for the order to intervene. Yeah, I don't want any of these things to happen on my beautiful wedding. My wedding. It's not his, it's mine. Oh! Oh! Sorry. Sorry. Oh! Oh! Ah! The loss of Bojana will not be an easy one to get over. She was murdered, wasn't she? There's someone around. And I will just check if they have some kind of feud, maybe? No. They don't have a house feud. But there is something going on here. Because who would have wanted to hurt her? She was no threat to anyone. And again, it's that's a soap opera again. The only thing I can imagine is, again, those different branches of the family warring with each other. Maybe with Damian at its center. Oh, that's actually... That will certainly spoil his mood. Our marriage was not one based on the passion of lovers, it's true, but I respected my wife deeply. We were friends, first and foremost, and how many married today can claim even that much? I've lost a true partner, and the idea I might ever replace her... No, I can't think about that, not yet. For now, I may enter a mourning period. I will last however long I need it to last. And until I'm ready, I will entertain no proposals of marriage. Bojana has earned that level of respect at least. Yes. That's another mod thing. I could not do this and then be able to marry immediately. No, but he would not do that. He's not like, oh, she's dead, yeah, marry again. Again, paradoxically, even if he wanted that. But no, that's, wow. What can we do? I think I will order Duimus to immediately search court. See if he can find out anything on anyone at court having something to do with this. And of course, if he finds out who that is, they will not be safe. They'll be hunted. Yeah, for several reasons. Because that by extension, they have killed part of him, right? And yeah. Well, that feast here is going on. Let's say at least this one here happened before the murder thing, right? That's like all simultaneously, and we would know it afterwards. After observing Pope Giano from afar, I quickly come to the conclusion that I cannot just approach him and start talking about the weather, or the latest medical treaties or war, and pray that that becomes an alliance. I soon spot my vassal, Knez Alepso, across the room, known to be Giano's friend, okay, happily chugging down goblets of rumney. Tell me, where do Giano's interests lie? I ask, attentive. Ah, the most valiant of men, versed in war and its arts. That's not a clear answer, but I guess. So he's interested in war and its arts. I guess. He's a brilliant strategist. Okay. Okay. And I approach him. With my newly acquired knowledge, I artfully approach Pope Giano, who's enjoying the feast, and some others' company at a different table, where a rich cloth is laid. May we have a small word, Pope? Pope? Let's just call him Pope. Yo, Pope! I wouldn't want to interrupt your parliament. Pope Giano raises his eyebrows, a hint of curiosity in his eyes. Well, of course. What matters bring you to me, noble Josip? Kralj. Do you want to sneak out and find some fine guests? Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess since we know he likes to talk about campaigns and stuff, right? That's what we will talk about with him. Yes! And we have the alliance. Oh, it doesn't matter now, because someone killed our wife, for crying out loud. There we go. Bozhena has been murdered. How can a heart endure this kind of pain without breaking? It cannot be possible. Yet here I am, my heart beating on whilst yours has gone quiet. Oh, Bozhena, my beauty, life will not be the same without you. Yes. You'll of course host a funeral for her. Once everyone's back home so they can come back to the funeral. But it was one of them, obviously. There's a murderer around. And he's killing Trpimirovićes left and right. And we still don't know who that is. The hall is awash with a riotous parade of acting troops, dancing musicians, and exotic charlatans delighting guests en masse. Yeah, I guess we have to keep appearances in this case, right? We are still part of the whole pageantry. Even though everything inside of him would scream to withdraw right now. The show must go on to a degree. Everything is more important than his personal feelings at this point. Now this is how I like it, crackles Marie. A grand, nay, magnificent affair. I just think it's all a little much. Jano complains. So much frivolousness. Yeah, at least he's consistent in his opinion. Yeah, no, I'm not going to. No. I will just. Well, yeah, I guess I will just focus on someone who's actually, who actually likes what we're doing, and she's adorable, Captain Marie of Guise Axemen. I see. You do anything with her? Oh, no, she's no one. I'm not going to have an alliance with no one. Every feast, there's always one, every single feast, one long-winded, ill-born pissant cornering people who will not be silent. This time it's Mihaela. Oh, there she is again. Wasn't she... Yeah. No, in that case, he's just like... He does not bear it lightly anymore. Well, I guess we do got some modifier here, but he's not a... Shut up. Oh, yeah. Oh! I get a... Again, this is more in line with what he does, and this is more in line with how he sees himself. Or what he's trying to project. So what do we take? Is he better at projecting or better at what he's actually doing? I will roll the die for that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 6. It's a 1. So we serve the crown. Well, it's a... We are the crown. Okay. That gives us some more dread, I think. Sight, taste, touch, smell, and even sound. No human senses left untouched by the scale and grandeur of the evening's food. A fabulous melee of art and fare. Near my seat, both Pope Jano and Margravine Kunica share their opinions about the spread. He has an opinion about everything, does he? Ah, another one of those. And those, thrills Jano. I do love a feast where you don't have to choose just a few treats. Okay, so he hates... the whole pageantry and pomp, but he loves the food. I see. Okay. That's not weird at all. Feasts at this scale are like a darkened forest, Kunica broods. Could be safe or could be rife with waiting dangers. Huh. I mean, yeah. If we agree to this, it's not like we agreeing to that we should have held the feast differently, although maybe he is asking that himself. I'll roll for that one, actually. He's not nodding along without paying attention, I think. Or maybe because he's lost in thought and he's clearly somewhere else in his mind. I'll just roll the die for that one. I think he's at a point where he's not making conscious decisions here. That's why I'm rolling. And yes, he is agreeing with Konitsa here. Obviously, like, her father died young as well. It says here he drank himself to death, but maybe in her mind, right? That's you don't want to think about. Don't want to think like that about your own father. So she's like, she thinks he died as well at a feast because of, that this whole pomp and circumstance here, kind of led to this, and we tend to agree now because he's always self-critical, right? Always most critical of himself. I can see that our guests are satisfied and pretty tired, but the day of celebration is not over yet. I quickly organize a festive procession to lead the newlyweds to their bedchamber. Let's let the newlyweds celebrate privately. For us who remain, let's pour another drink. It is time. There you go. Yeah, again, this whole notion of, like, people witnessing the consummation. I think that's a bit, like, overinterpreted, or people think too much of that. It was usually like two people in a bed with a bed sheet over them, and they wouldn't have to do anything. It's just like they lying together, and then the bishop is like, yeah, okay, they do that, and then they leave, and then they can do their consummation on their own. The newlyweds have taken their leave, consigned by the families to the bedchamber to consummate their union. The rest of us return to the banquet hall to make merry and celebrate. Many of the guests are already kicking off the next stage of the party, encouraging the musicians and beginning the next round of dancing. The rest of the evening is mine to spend how I wish. Just quickly coming back to that wedding thing. I think by that time we're entering the era where the whole churchly ceremony is becoming more important. But before that, actually, and that's what I read, is that the act of consummation, that was the more important thing. So this is, again, religion becomes more important during the 12th century, during the 11th century already. But yeah, that's the direction they were heading in. Oh, yeah. No, I think, yeah. He's drinking. With the newlyweds retired for the evening, the braziers are lit, the flagons filled, and musicians rallied for festivities long into the night. Hours later, I find myself looking hazily down my goblet at Gleb, brother of the bride. Oh, there we go. Gleb. Who has just almost choked on his Cypriot commandaria, okay, in mirth. He slurs, admit, your son is a fine match for my sister. Was he swearing there? For my sister. Happy may they be. Aw. That's, okay. That would be me. Like coupling her with my niece. That's weird. We ask for more ale, or we must keep in contact because we're family. Again, he likes to be admired. He likes people that have positive opinions around him. I will just roll for the last two options. Yeah, we must keep in contact. We're family now. Tired after a long day's waiting and socializing, my daughters and I ensconce ourselves at a table to mull over the union. Helena speaks quietly. You know, I must say I still have misgivings. I worry for my brother. Irina is as meek as a lamb. What can such a woman offer a man like him? Come, sister, Claudia sighs. Give it time. Grant them a moon together before you pass such judgments. Again, that's a matter of, like, what is his mood currently? He has been drinking heavily. He's rather listening to sycophants, I think, than to people who would... That's not an option he will take. Again, I will roll for it because he's not in a moment where he's acting on like consciously. It's not drinking binge. It's been feasting for weeks. Rolled 2. So in that case, that's more of his resentful nature shining through here. Yeah, okay, maybe, I don't know. It's questioning things again. Well, there they are. And I guess that was referring to her shy nature. She's also compassionate, credulous, a lack of self-determination. So, yeah. And she had that big blunder, right, where she fell on her face. I guess we helped with that one. Oh, there we go. We gained lots and lots of prestige. Prestige. We got prestige. We gained Magnificent Host. That's great as well. Gained some gold, lost some stress, gained legitimacy. Every guest gained 30 opinion of us. That's also good. Okay, thank you all for coming. And you know what? Back to the board. Where are we? There we go. Let's do that. Let's finally go and take the glagolithic script. I mean, that somehow would make sense now too, right? But I wanted to do that for a long time now, and I think it makes sense when it comes to how our culture here embraces Catholicism. Not him personally, but the culture in general. Yeah. Piety from constructing temple plus 1,500. And we gain renown when constructing and upgrading temple holdings. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. Okay, different faiths gain minus 10. But realm priest opinion plus 20, head of faith opinion plus 10. Different faiths, I guess that also means like the Orthodox and the Christiani. That's not that great. Oh. I can't. I have to wait until 1148. Did I already do that? Was a xenophilic something that I think I did that, right? Ah, it's a shame. That is a shame. That is a shame. Really, I really wanted to do that. Is there something else we can do with our prestige? No, administrative court is still the one that I want to have. This is going up to 10, yes. Oh, well. Okay, yeah, so what the... I can ask the head of... there you go. Faithful influence. For 500 piety, we gain 100 influence. That's such a... yeah, but we do gain plus 20% for 10 years. I lose some... Yeah, I never really much cared for that part. As long as we keep him happy otherwise, he can give things to us, and he should. Just give us everything that we want. Oh yeah, okay. Let's build something. Maybe that's what we tell the Pope. Hey, by the way, we're going to build a sick house in Split. So there we go. We do nice things, right? Don't we? Might also think about getting back our strike cavalry here. Means investing lots and lots of money. What was that again? Something like that. There we go. 444 treasury for 100 units of strike cavalry. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. That's a mechanic from the Catholic Trinity that I don't think works very well. Like I've tried that once and then the whole money was gone and I didn't do anything. So, maybe I'll have a look into this, test it maybe a little before I do that or would do that again. Could collaborate with Mediterranean pirates. Pirate den in the capital. No, we can't do that because we already have. There you go. We have the Palatium Diocletian. I think it might be interesting if we had that in like Mokro or in Dubrovnik. Oh, Ragusa. Anyways, okay. Let's, yeah, again, wait for everyone to get home. Yeah. In his church, our Lord placed apostles, teachers, miracle workers, those gifted in government, and with the diversity of tongues. These, our holy voices, shall speak in favor of the Gušić. Signed, Pope Jano of the Papal States. Oh, there you go. I think it will be called the Holy See. The Papal State. That is a modern term. I can train for a tournament. Do we have a tournament going on? Duke Marceau. No, I won't arrive in time. That is, oh, it's over there. If I went that direction, then it's March. Down to 15th of March. Yeah. No. Nope. Can't make it. I also don't want to make it. Like, again, waiting until everyone else is home so we can invite them back here to, yeah, find a grave for our wife. Ooh. Now, this is a big one. We need to find out who did that. My courtiers, Cedada and Claudia, approach me with a fire in their eyes. Your Grace, says Cedada, their voice thrumming with excitement. We crave a challenge worthy of your glorious reign. They dare me to ride with them to the summit of the Widow's Peak during the next great thunderstorm, to stand on the highest point in the realm and laugh as the heavens rage around us. What could be a greater show of defiance and power? Oh, I like that one. I like that one. I like that Claudia is overcoming that feeling of inadequacy that she had before. As you do see, she has trained. And, she's becoming quite the ruthless person. Again, she's also taken that route, right? Instead of, like, saying, okay, what can I do to make things better for me or whatever, she's looking outwardly and be like, okay, what can I take away from others in order to get where I want to be? Well, we like that, I guess. Shows a little bit of spunk. Oh, yeah, that's the wet nurse. Okay. Okay. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Let's shout from the hilltop. This is almost done. Let's see. Oh, no, that's something different. Lady Trageda. She has committed a sin most foul, a crime against God himself. Only someone truly sick would engage in carnal relations with their close family. Na. Dragena. Do you know with whom she did that? No. So, she did have an incestuous relationship. We don't know with whom. That's a bit weird, but okay. We just blackmail her. It's just a weak one. But, yeah. Okay, so he's back home. He is... Where was he? He was not here. Huh. Without him, we are but hollow shells, our misery festers, our hearts rebel. I guess that's without her. So written for Bojana. Yeah, we're searching again. Let's see what else we find out in this rotten court that we apparently preside over. Can we actually do an alliance with Count Rüdiger? And Voilov Channikov, that is the father. Question is, do I really want that? Because I don't want to be dragged into wars that happen over here. Right? That's not what I want. So, yeah. Okay. By the way, oh yeah, just as I say that, it's 2 hours. I think I'll leave it here. Oof. Yeah. A lot of stuff happened. Founded the Kraljevstvo of Illyria. In continuation of our South Slavic heritage and our Roman heritage as well, right? So he's trying to put all these things together. That's very much a medieval thing that rulers would try to do. You get your legitimacy from wherever you can. And he still knows that he is not the most legitimate person out there. And now the Trpimirović are kind of, I don't know, imploding. It's weird. We will get to the bottom of this hopefully next time, and I'll see you then. So, yeah. Cheers. Bye-bye.